Good evening. Will the members and our guests please take their seats? This meeting will now come to order. As all members have received a copy of the call of tonight's meeting, the reading of the call will be omitted. Will everyone please rise? And I invite the members of the Boys and Girls State delegation this past summer to come up on the stage and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now, who will begin? Irv Porter is going to introduce the delegation and tell us a little bit about their accomplishments.
Good evening. It's nice to be back, and it's always a pleasure for the number of years that we've introduced Boys and Girls State delegation to introduce them again this year. And Livvy will introduce those that preceded them and in their younger years also were attendees for their school, their community, and did whatever they did with a palm and are still involved in this whole process. Just visualize, if you will, and maybe this is a little redundant for some of you, but say it's 1934. You're 35 years old. You entered World War I at 19 or 20 years old. You've since been married, have kids. The kids are growing and soon will be teenagers. And you ask yourself, if you're a member of the American Legion, what could you do to help young people better understand the society they were in, the political system, what it meant, etc. And literally in 1934, the Legion started what they call Boys State. You were not the original member. I looked that up. We'll get you later. Okay. The idea was that you didn't know very much at all about the political situation and how politics entered into the international situation and how internationally really politics had a major impact on why people went to war. Maybe we can't figure that out today. The world was a little clearer in 1934, but they said if we could help young people learn more about democracy and get involved earlier and have a positive influence in that regard because they understood what the political implications were, that would be helpful. So Boys State was started, and it's been running ever since in all 50 states. Shortly after that, the American Legion Auxiliary started Girls State in every state. And shortly after that, the sequel of Boys Nation and Girls Nation was started. 2 kids are chosen from every state to form a national government. And obviously, when Boys and Girls Staters get together in Connecticut, for example, they form a government for the state of Connecticut. Each government's a little bit different. So that's how it started, and it's still going on. And in our world, Livvy, who attended Girls State, and Irv, who attended Boys State a long time ago, have been giving back for the simple reason that we think that this is a great way for young people to learn more about our government. And so, since this is our government at the local level, we've chosen to honor them and introduce them every year for about the last 10 years. So we're very proud to have you meet them, and we'll introduce them shortly. But you ought to, along with your peers who will introduce as well, at least give them a hand because they very proudly represented Greenwich, their schools, and bottom line is that we knocked their socks off, they being other towns, because this year, for the 3rd year in a row, we had a Girls State governor. We'll introduce her in a minute. And we had a boy represent the state at Boys Nation. And so out of the well over 400 kids that we've sent since the late 1970s, the representation for Greenwich has been extraordinary. How about a hand? Mrs. Floren.
And of course, Livvy Floren, our state representative.
Thank you. Well, since 1997, it has been my privilege and honor to work alongside Irv Porter as co-chair of the Boys and Girls State Commission. We believe in this program and in its young participants, and we are totally committed to ensuring its continued success as a learn-by-doing lesson in American democracy. There is proof positive documentation that our delegates grow into active and aware citizens, such as those program graduates who are here tonight as members of the RTM. Would you please stand and be recognized as alums? David Detchen, Greg Fruman, Dean Goss, and Steve Meskers. Are there any other Boys or Girls State? Thank you for continuing a very good tradition. The 2017 Boys and Girls State Delegation has representatives from Greenwich High School, Brunswick, Greenwich Academy, and Blind Brook High School. And it counts among its number a Boys Nation delegate, Diego Jason, and a Girls State Governor, Willa Doss. Would you each please step forward when I call your name and wave? Okay. Sarah Callahan, Tim Carter, Xavier Carradini, Governor Willa Doss, Boys Nation Representative Diego Jason, Daniel Lee, Benjamin Michaels, Renee Nikoloff, Graham Pluniak, Kylie Poe, Sadie Smith, and Sarah Stober. Thank you. Okay.
Congratulations, and thank you for coming tonight. And of course, thank you to Irv Porter and Livvy Floren for the wonderful work they do.